right, you want to go ahead? I'll follow you. Hold on, guy. Oh, wait, this is your first time in Vegas.
Yeah.
So give me more. What do you think?
Haven't seen a ton, but I am liking it.
Right. So when STS and I, we were talking and whatever, you know, messing around about what I knew about women's lacrosse.
Right.
Like, the way you play and the way you shoot was like one of the things that jumped out in my head. It was like, you know, full disclosure, I'm not a huge, you know, I don't have tons of information about women's lacrosse. I watch it at Hopkins when I was there. You know, I support our girls. And I obviously watch the game a fair amount, but I'm not all that knowledgeable. But I know when I see something that like doesn't look like everything else, and I felt like that's what it was with you when I first saw you play. So where did your stick skills, the style, what you play, how you shoot, where did that all come from?
You know, I like to say I'm kind of like a tomboy, so I kind of do things like I wouldn't mimic a girl's like pro athlete. I'd rather mimic like a boy.
Right.
So if I'm watching like Steph Curry or like Allen Iverson or LeBron James, I'd rather look like them.
Got it.
So in my head, you know, when I was watching lacrosse, I fell in love with watching like the Garys and you know, film and all of that stuff. Kyle Harrison.
Appreciate
you
that.
know, so watching them play is the way I felt like the most comfortable.
Got it.
You know, I really liked shooting sidearm, and not saying that I'm as good as them, but I like to try to mimic them and just be kind of like the swagger that the male has.
Yep.
So that is kind of like where I kind of like my mindset for it was.
Sure.
Then going and playing for Gary, obviously he's the one that teaches me the things, and I'm watching him every single day. And when he has his stick back here, that's the way I was taught.
Yeah.
And that's the way I felt most comfortable. So I know I was lucky enough to be able to shoot sidearms. Some people, you know, kind of nix that from their programs. They're not really.
It's like a skill, right?
Yeah,
like you
it's
have
a
to
skill,
like,
exactly.
For sure.
And if you kind of watch Syracuse, there's some kind of recruited, kind of the athletes that play like that. Nicole Levy is now a sophomore; she can rip it.
Yep.
Kayla Trainer, I mean Alyssa Murray. You know, we all kind of have that stick work. So I kind of have to give the credit to Gary. You know, kind of make me feel comfortable playing that way.
That's so cool because I feel like I don't know. I feel like stuff like this should be talked about more because the disconnect between men's and women's lacrosse at the youth level, like there's a big one, right? Like the girls play over there, the men play over there. But obviously, like there's a group of you all now that all kind of have the stick skills that kind of look like men's lacrosse in a way, like the way you carry yourself, the way you shake, the way you lean in, all the stuff I'm watching happen. Like I don't know, I feel like maybe that players like you guys will help like bridge the gap at the youth age and maybe see that like look, they can all play together for a while to start with, and obviously there's going to have to be a
of course, because you can hit. I would love to play like that.
It makes sense.
I would love to. Are you a Ravens fan?
What are you?
Eagles.
Oh,
I know.
Oh my gosh, so we can't get along.
Do you like to golf?
Nope. Absolutely not. So, like, obviously I haven't coached at the level you've coached at. Just coaching, like, elite teams or whatever in some of these tournaments is always fun. And, you know, you're with the kids and they leave. I think what's interesting about high-level players, to me at least, is, like, do you ever run into the problem that you expect the girls to be able to do what you do? Because Coach Petromal, I always thought he used to get so frustrated with us at Hopkins, especially defensively, because like he was the best at it, right? So he's like, "What the hell are you all doing?
Why can't you do it?"
Right? Because it just makes sense to him.
Totally.
So do you ever run into those type of problems? Or like,
I mean, in your head, you're like, oh, you know, but I think I kind of look back in my situation. And, you know, if I were to be recruited my freshman year, the way that some of these kids are recruited, I'm like, I don't know if I could be as good as I was or whatever. So, you know, I got to kind of take a step back and, you know, to have a lot of patience. I was lucky enough to coach at two of the best programs in the country, Florida and Syracuse.
Right.
So these girls were already, you know, had the stick work.
Yep.
But now that I'm at Oregon, it's awesome to go to a program that kind of hasn't seen that.
Yep.
You know, and with Katrina and Becca being alongside them.
Yep.
You know, you just got to be patient because it is so worth it when you kind of finally see like the turnaround and the growth and, you know, just the progression with the program. And I think we've already seen it and we've kind of laughed about it because we're like, wow, we kind of get choked up a little bit.
Right.
You know, seeing the girls progress in just a short amount of time. So, but I do understand. Like, I've definitely thought in my head, I'm like, come on, it's just behind the back. Like, just do it, you know, figure it out. But, you know, you just got to take a step back and be like, hey, you know, you were here at one point.
Right.
It's a learning process, and it's so, you know, so worth it at the end.
Yeah. let's fast forward to Worlds. What do we got there? What are you thinking about it? Are you excited? What's the outlook? What do we got?
So excited. First ever going to a World Cup. I almost made the last one, but it's all right.
Yep.
Silver lining, I tore my ACL my senior year, so now I'm back.
Yep.
I'm better than ever.
And normal, right? Feeling just
feeling
completely
great.
nothing.
Feeling amazing.
Awesome.
I have to give it up to my surgeon. He was amazing.
I love it.
But yeah, so lucky enough to be picked one of the 4 lucky people to go as an attacker.
Yep.
Really excited to go to Surrey, England, Guildford.
Yep.
And play the best of the best.
Love it.
And everyone's only getting better.
Yeah.
England, Canada, Australia, all the above.
Yep.
So I'm excited to play the best competition in the world.
I love it. So the tryout process, I know on the men's side,
Yeah.
again, old man now, but it's changed, from my first team I made in 2006 back to the team that I just made in 2014. The process changed so much in that, whatever it was, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
The women's process, is it a huge tryout and they just pick the team? Is it a training program? What is the process?
So ever since I've been on the team, it's been a huge tryout.
Okay.
It used to be anyone could come and try out, and it's like a 3-day tryout. Recently, the past couple of years, it's been a application process.
Okay.
But if you were on the team before, you get waived
Okay.
to the first tryout. The final tryout.
Yeah,
so now there's only one. So there used to be like a weekend before, and then you got picked before. So I'm jumping all over the place. But yeah,
No,
so now it's just one big tryout. You have the application process. You're picked to come, and it's usually like a little over 100 people, and they pick about 36, and then they narrow it down to 24, and then they narrow it down to 18. So yeah, I've done that tryouts every summer for the past 7 years.
Man, it's a grind. Honestly, I love it, and I love to hear that. It's just, I think it helps legitimize our sport, hearing stuff like that, it's not just like you show up, you pick a team, and you go. No, it goes from 100 to 36.
3 days.
Yeah.
Very hard. I'm still around though, so
hell yeah, you are.
Haven't scared me away yet. But yeah, I know it's totally worth it. The 3 days, you're sweating, you're dying, but it's so worth it when you get to put on the USA jersey, as you know, every time. And hearing the national anthem, so honored to be a part of that, and with the 17 other teammates that I'm going to be playing with.